hot here. It's so hot.
Hello everyone. A couple of weeks ago, I've been in a little trip to France, Champagne region, and it was exactly at the end of June during the massive heat wave. That was been very interesting experience, I would say. I have been sketching the whole journey anyway, but I obviously had to change my ways. In this video, I want to share my experience with you and tell you about those changes I've made. First of all, I was with my husband, we tried to go out to walk around and explore things, mostly in the evening or in the morning. We did our best to avoid the hottest part of the day as much as possible. So, for instance, in our very first day in Reims, we went out for a walk, or like I went out for my drawing session quite late. It was already around 9 p.m. when we reached the city center. So there was basically no direct sunlight anymore, and I was able to sit comfortably wherever I wanted. It was actually lovely. But still, I had the problem with this timing. Because it was so late, by the end of my sketching session, it was getting darker. And actually, by the very end, it started to hard to see what I was drawing. Anyway, this experience was overall really lovely. So the first evening, I was drawing the facade of the Reims Cathedral, and the next day, we decided to go in the morning, and I decided to draw the Reims Cathedral again, but from completely different viewpoint. Let me tell you just a little bit about this place itself, because this is an incredibly important historical place. I am a big history lover, so those places just mesmerize me. Reims, and especially its cathedral, has enormous amounts of importance in the history of France, because first of all, here, not in this particular cathedral, but here in Reims, the first Christian king of France, Clovis I, was baptized. As far as I understand, it was kind of the beginning of widespreading of Christianity among Franks, which is amazingly interesting for me. And also, this particular cathedral, for centuries and centuries and centuries, was this place where the kings of France were crowned. They were not crowned in Paris, they were crowned here. This is a very special place. Anyway, back to the sketching during the heat wave. So, avoiding the hottest hours of the day was my main solution actually, and it worked pretty well. When we didn't choose to go out for a walk as late as 9 in the evening, there was still plenty of direct sun. I was sketching with the watercolor, so I honestly almost couldn't do it while standing. I mean, it was kind of possible, but it was really uncomfortable. I had to sit down to be able to sketch in my full capacity. And when you need to sit down for a prolonged period of time in a heat wave, well, let me tell you, I really tried to choose the places in the shadow. For example, that was one time when we went out for a walk like around 5 or 6. On direct sun, it was still really hot and uncomfortable. But here you can see I'm sitting in the park under the trees in the shadow, and actually that was also pretty lovely. I assume that it wouldn't be so good if it was early in the day, but at 6 or 7 that was already pretty comfortable. Even in my previous sketching session in the morning, when it was not that hot but the sun was still present, I chose the bench in the shadowy place. Anyway, here in the park I had a really lovely time. I was sitting comfortably. I wasn't feeling that I was in a rush because of the heat or something, because like in the park it's way better than in some places that is surrounded by buildings, cobblestones or asphalt, things like that. Fun fact, In a heat wave, the water, it evaporates so quickly, so much quicker than I used to. And actually, this time I ran out of water really quickly, and my husband had to go to the nearby shop real quick to buy me more water. It's really good to have a husband for such occasions, let me tell you. So yeah, sketching during the heatwave was all good and fun until it wasn't. We were still traveling, changing places, wanting to see more, stuff like that. And when you're a tourist, it can be hard sometimes to keep your schedule reasonable and go for a walk only in the morning or in the evening. So we made mistakes, obviously, right? We're tourists. Once we drove to the village named Haute-Villiers. We arrived there around 12 p.m. So it was hot. Anyway, we really tried to walk only in the shadows and stuff like that. We're not like completely crazy, but we were in a completely new surroundings. We didn't know what it was. At some point, I realized that we are in a place with almost no shadow, and the sun is crazy, and I was having some kind of anxiety attack or something. I sat under the stone because that was the only place with the shadow.
It's so hot here. It's so hot. I'm sitting at the rock, literally sitting just on the ground because there is no other way to sit in the shadow. Oh God.
I mean, it was really hot, and I was getting unwell. My husband, thanks God, we were together. He wasn't feeling that bad, so he just decided to just go get our car and drive to me, and I was just sitting there waiting for him. And I decided not to waste time and to draw something that I was looking at while sitting there. It all ended well. I'm well. The sketch is okay. Actually, the sketch is lovely, in my opinion. But this was my last sketch in a heat wave. And I don't recommend anybody to do sketches in such environment. That can be really dangerous. So let me show all of the sketches that I've done in France this time. The first one is the statues from the facade of the Reims Cathedral. Actually, sculptures are one of my favorite things to draw, especially old sculptures and statues. But these, I mean, I love them, but I was deeply in the process for quite some time, and something was just missing. And I just didn't know what was that. That was until I took a colored pencil and made all of these details, and now I love it. So the pencil kind of saved the picture. The second one is the opposite part of the Reims Cathedral that I sketched next morning. This one is kind of, well, a slight disappointment for myself because the first wash was so lovely. I liked it so much, and then I add all of these details, and I think I ruined it. It's a disappointment. I mean, it's not the worst, but yeah, this is sad. Let's move on. And this is the spread with two lovely pine trees. I love pine trees. I actually, as I mentioned on the previous page, I like drawing sculptures and statues. The same reason I like to draw pine trees, that's because I really like interesting silhouettes of some objects. So this left sketch was drawn in a park near the Saint-Remy Abbey, and I think this is the best sketch of them all. I think it's fresh and lively, and I like the pine tree, and I remember being so comfortable and having so much joy sketching it. So, and I think it shows. And the right one actually surprises me a lot. It may be not the very best sketch of mine, but given the circumstances, okay, I was feeling unwell, sitting under the rock in the heat wave, and the sketch itself turned out to be really decent. So, and I love that there is 2 pine trees together. So that's it. I had only 4 sketches that I've made during the heat wave. Actually, I have some more sketches here in the sketchbook, but this is for another video. I'm not sure the sketching during the heat wave was the most reasonable decision in my life, but it wasn't the worst either. Anyway, I highly recommend you to stay safe. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned because more videos to come. Also consider subscribing and give this video a like if you want. Goodbye, see you in my next videos.